Yo, these birds need to shut the hell up. My god. What is this title? What is this title looking like? Winner versus GWAFEY. Too many letters. I'm gonna change that. Alright. Just trying to update some stuff real quick. But I think we are good to go. Obviously, we aren't scheduled to start for another 5 minutes. I'll ping everybody in a second. What's the YouTube looking like? Why are my ads off? What the hell? Who turned off my ads? Automatic. Should I take the time to add some tags? Sure, why not? I'll add some tags. Oops. Right. I was given the restream chat. Forgot how to add that. Oh. All right, well, I'm good to go. Just waiting on SV. Probably crying a little bit after that draw in the World Cup against Ghana. Harry Kane, more like Harry Lame. Haha, dude didn't show up at all in that. Well, I will go ping everybody. And then once SV sends me his ninja, we can get started and do all those shenanigans. In the meantime, I guess I'll do some intros here. Switch the scenes real quick. Hello, it is me, PK Rick. Welcome to the finale of Classic Tetris League Season 33. We are about to get started with the semifinals, our second semifinals match between Cole Bucket and Sam Vaughn, or SV. The winner of this will go up against GWAFEY in the championship finals. Where is Jasmine? Jasmine hasn't been in this finals for like 10 seasons. Where is Jasmine? I don't know. Dead. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. But no cool commentator this season. It's just gonna be me and my pretty face. Hold your screams of terror. But yeah, the winner of this match between Cole and SV will go up against GWAFEY in the championship finals. A really weird situation we've got going on in the playoffs. Out of all 8 seeds, the top 4 seeds were all eliminated in the quarterfinals. So the semifinals was between seeds 5 through 8. Tetris Time versus Cole. We'll take a look at the brackets actually. Let me show the brackets. Whoops. Let me switch that real quick. There we go. So, yeah, we'll take a look at the bracket here. Sidnev lost to SV in a decider 3-2. Sidnev, being our top seed, got eliminated in the quarterfinals. Critical Lapis was defeated by Cole 3-1. Cole being the lower seed as well. Cobra versus Tetris Time had the same result, where Tetris Time won against Cobra 3-1. Neko versus GWAFEY resulted in another decider, this time in favor of GWAFEY, defeating our second seed in Neko 3-2. And yeah, the winner of this match will go up against GWAFEY in the finals. Best of 5 all throughout. This is the saddest prize pool for grand finals. Yeah, I mean, look, man, if you guys want to fix that, there's the matcherino. We can try to get that prize pool up as much as possible. Yeah, it just happens. It's just post CTWC burnout, I guess. And also, I haven't been restreaming, so clearly people just want to donate if I'm restreaming. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's help out our players here. It's $169 is not a lot of money for 4 players, so let's fix that. I only contribute as Pika's here. Yeah. Oh man. The more that gets contributed, the more it incentivizes our players to join for future seasons. Yeah, welcome on everybody. Hope you're all doing well tonight. We are going to get started shortly. Just waiting on SV to show up. Let's hope he does. Because we are scheduled to get started. I'll ping him in a few minutes. SV late shocker, says Tyler. Yeah, maybe he's just like crying after that draw against Ghana in the World Cup. You know, he just needs a few minutes to drink his worries away. SV coming home from the pub after the England game, yeah, probably. But yeah, I actually do have a lot of online facts to bring up between our three players. It's okay, SV, take your time. Glad you're here. I actually have some online facts here between our three players, but I will go over them during the matches. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of locked in with these facts. You know, I kind of... No, I didn't. They're pretty basic facts, but, you know, trying to actually research for once this season. Yeah, there's been a weird heat wave in Europe, from what I know. I heard Paris or France is over 40 degrees Celsius today. That's absolutely crazy. That's Texas weather right there. I was today years old when I realized that France gets really hot as well. I was like, what the heck? Tyler saying they call me the France of Tetris. Really big in French. Wow. Well, there you go. The inflated Mbappe of Tetris. Yeah, SV sent me his ninja. Very nice. We will invite him over to the Nestor's Champs. He is here. Real good. I don't know why it says SV's from the US. He is not from the US. I hope that throughout the season, I haven't really been checking, but I really hope the restreamers have been fixing this if SV has been automatically defaulted to the US. Not like it matters. It doesn't really matter since you can't really see anyway. So, I guess never mind. I'm just stupid. We can do reroll. Yeah, if you guys both want to do reroll, we will do it. But regardless, the seed will be set. That'll be the seed 911A89. That is the seed 911A89. So, we've got everything sorted from the looks of it. I will switch the scenes. And now we've got our two players. One moment. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush. Really no rush. Why is reroll not a requirement in Division 1, especially not in playoffs? Because who cares? It's not really that big of a deal. I don't really understand. The reason why I would personally pick rerolls instead of increment is basically just I feel like rerolls minimizes the amount of times where like you kind of mess up your seed in your Tetris gym by accidentally hitting select. Because, I mean, with reroll, it'd be like, who cares, right? If you mess up, if we like mess up, right, we would just get a new seed anyway, so it's not like it matters. If you can manage to do that when you're in the middle of playing a match, I mean, you do you. Like, more power to you, I guess. But yeah, once we get it ready from both players, we can get started with game number 1 of the first match of the 2-match event. Yeah, that's true. We could just decrement. We could just decrease the seed instead. You don't know. You don't know what I'm gonna. Maybe I could just pick something else. I'm the restreamer. Yeah, good luck. Have fun to both players. Once we get it ready from both, we got it ready from SV. And we got it right from Cole. Let's get started with game number 1 of this best of 5 matchup single elimination. Is that the right playlist? I don't know. No, it's not. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There you go. Same piece as R confirmed. Long bar Z. But yeah, we got both players going here in the semifinals. Cole starting off with like some dangler perfect pace stacking at the moment. As we'll go over a bit of the online facts that I've got set up here. Cole has an overall PB of a 5.4, 19-star PB of 4.2, 29-star PB of 4.3. As of June of 2026, Cole is ranked 9th in the Premier Poll, his highest ranking being 7th back in July of 2025. Since October of 2024, Cole has been consistently ranked within the top 25 of the Premier Poll, as both players right now are digging. Cole with a messy stack, a few holes he's got going on. SV also with not a really clean stack, does have a bit of a long bar dependency, but gets it solved very nicely. As for the first time in these finals, we've got that weird little animation that shows how many points each line clear is scored, which not gonna lie, not too fond of it. I don't know what you guys think about it. Maybe you guys think differently, but like I've had a few weeks to really look through it, and I don't know, I think I just prefer not having it. Yeah, I'm not really too fond of it, but like I personally just wanted to give it a chance. 120 for Cole, 160 for SV, as we are past the first 40 lines of the game. As I mentioned, Cole has been consistently ranked within the top 25 of the Premier Poll since October of 2024. Nice long bar dependency solved there from Cole. This is his 4th participation into the championship finals, or championship playoffs, where he made it as far as the semifinals, getting swept against Blue Scooty back in season 29. His current match record here this season, including the playoffs, is 5-2, 4-2 for the regular season. Game record is 18-8, including the playoffs, 15-7 in the regular season, giving him 30 points. And being the only player who has finished within the top 3 of his group and automatically qualified into the playoffs out of the remaining, well, 3 players. defeated Critical Lapis 3-2 or 3-1 in the quarterfinals. So there you go. 202 for Cole Bucket, 285 for SV. Still going deep into the 18 speeds. Meanwhile, SV has a PB of a 5.9 technically, but this was done on a 29 start. So if you guys want to take just 18 or 19 starts into consideration, it looks like he only has a 19 star PB of a 3.1. Is the first European player to reach colors, and as of June of 2026, he is ranked 8th in the Premier Poll for a second month in a row. His highest ranking was 6th. As SV with some really weird stacking solutions here, has a Lombard dependency. Is Tetris ready for a dirty? Gets a dirty Tetris. SV categorized for his really aggressive playstyle, especially on the 19 speeds. But Cole right now, 322, 384 for SV. Right now set up for a row 3 Tetris. There you go. But yeah, as I mentioned about SV and the Premier Poll, since November of 2025, he's been ranked at least within the top 10. And since March of 2024, he's been ranked within the top 20. This is his 8th appearance in the championship playoffs, making it as far as the finals back in season 21, losing to Gerald Freeman 3-1, and was eliminated twice in the semifinals back in previous seasons, and eliminated 4 times in the quarterfinals. So this is his 4th time making it at least into the semifinals of the championship playoffs. Right now we do have a 30-piece drought between these two players. Lombard not in sight. If we are a few lines to go before the 19 speeds, SV will get a dirty Tetris into transition at 489. Cole Bucket 406 into transition. So really, really rough seed for both players, but SV has a slight advantage. SV's match record, including the playoffs, is 4-3, 3-3 in the regular season, and his game record is 15-14 and 12-12 in the regular season, giving him 21 points for the regular season and being one of 4 players in the tournament to have finished with 21 points. One of those players didn't even make it into the playoffs, which was O. 490 for Cole Bucket, 573 for SV. With a center wall Tetris. And 606 for SV, 546 for Cole. As we are getting deep into the 19 speeds. Nice Tetris there for Cole. Having a clear stack, but SV not getting really bad pieces to maintain the center wall. SV did also defeat Sidnev in the quarterfinals in a decider. So, really clutch there. All 3 remaining players are part of our lower seeds. SV being the lowest seed out of them all at seed 8. 662 for Cole, 724 for SV. Keep in mind, we do have a level 39 super kill screen. Hard line cap. We are about 4 levels left to go before the 29 speeds. Tetris there for Cole at 753, bringing this lead that SV had down a bit. Is now only behind by 2,000 points. Nice little T-tuck there as SV gets a bar for a Tetris. Bit of a slowdown right now for Cole. Has a Lombard dependency on the center, but uses a combination of pieces to cover up that dependency and get a couple of burns in. Now transfers as well to the right side. $800,000 for Cole, 888 for SV. Bringing this lead back in his favor after Cole was able to catch back up. SV, just like that, has been able to increase his lead once again to almost 100,000 points. Is Tetris ready? But another drought is forming for both players. Cole with a messier stack is experiencing a rougher sequence for his board. SV with a clean stack. He's set up for a one-off. Or isn't set up for a one-off. Does have the one-off. Just one more Tetris for the max out before 29. But once again, getting droughted. But does get the bar for a Tetris, completing the max out. And will transition with 1.04. So the first 29 play between these two players. Cole transitions at 896. Cole behind by 4.5 Tetrises. SV, though, with a lot of complications in his stack. Might seal his fate, but gets a nice 5-tap to the left side. He's in a long bar, does hang that S piece, is gonna do it for his stack and his board at 1.05. So Cole, 1.056 is what you need. About 134 or 30,000 points left to score to chase this down. As all time in the world gets a Tetris. I think the heat fucked my controller, not even trolling. That is unfortunate. But Cole still needs about 80,000 points here to chase this down. Has a max out. 1.056 is what he needs, so A56. Could set up a Tetris, is set up for it, waiting for the bar. And gets the bar, just needs one more burn, and that's gonna do it. He actually needed 2 burns, not 1. But takes the chase down regardless, 1-0, and is 2 wins away from making it into his first finals. So we will do, what were we doing? Reroll? We're doing reroll. I think, right? I forgot already. Yeah, we'll do reroll. So we will set up a new seed. U15E1D. Welcome on in, everybody. It's too hot. Yeah, we sure do enjoy that heat wave. Yeah, both players take a second if you need it. I will take a look at the YouTube real quick. Oops. Okay. We got a, once again, we got the seed. But yeah, SV, if you need to take your time, maybe go downstairs for a minute and cool off if it's cooler downstairs. Feel free to do so. But it looks like SV is ready to go. I will give yet another call for the matcherino. If you would like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with matcherino and try to get that prize pool up as much as possible. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. Got a rate from both players. Let's get started with game number 2 of the semifinals matchup in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. T bar square T. Right now, yet another drought is forming in the beginning stages of Game 2. Welcome on in, Burbia, Blue Scooty's grandpa, Threes Twos, Pine Scootley. Burbia saying, let's go, Cole. SV sets up a dirty Tetris and another drought. That's already 2 droughts before we even cross 15 lines. That was 2 droughts that were above 20 pieces. Holy cow, matcherino contribution alert. Wow, that's crazy. We got a... what? Oh, really? So the matcherino doesn't even automatically update on my browser anymore? That's crazy. We got a $1 contribution from Tyler Tetris saying, I work at the bank. Here is $1. Don't tell anybody. Thank you, Tyler, for successfully robbing a bank in order to increase our prize pool. 87,000 points for Cole. 106 for SV. Cole with 2 kind of rows full of holes in his stack. Does take a double and another double to clean this up. We got a 1 cent contribution from Burbia. It didn't even say a comment. I honestly always forget that you could even contribute 1 cent. But thanks, Burbia, for bringing that total up to 170 and 70. That is insane. 126 for Cole, solving that bar dependency, and gonna be clean. Nice spin there from SV to accommodate that kind of spin tuck situation. Spoiler alert for CTWC. Please cover your ears if you do not want spoiler for CTWC within the next minute. Just mute the stream for the next minute. Spoiler alert. SV made it into the top 16 of this year's CTWC, losing against Miles. I know, crazy, right? Cole made it into the round of 32 of this year, losing to Eyeball. Cole set up for a T-spin. Does it to T-spin there. And gonna be with a clean stack. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the spoilers. We do have a Tetris between both players, but SV once again 90,000 points in the lead like in game 1, but that didn't really matter after an early top out in 29 speeds for SV. Sebi saying, spoiler alert, Cole won CTWC. Well, there you have it. How dare you spoil? That's crazy. SV with a Lombard dependency does get the bar and a Tetris. So pretty clean stacking all throughout. Cole does have the potential for, I think he could still barely get the 500k transition. If we were to take like a triple and then Tetris is all throughout, but a couple of unfortunate placements here. Another goes for the T, didn't go for the T-spin though. But now SV potential for, actually can't get the 600k I don't think, would need to have been able to take like a double or something. I think this might be like a 599 if he gets both Tetrises. Cole with a single, trying to clean this up before the transition. This SV forced into a double. Still Tetris ready. Drought is forming. Right before transition, And does get the bar for the final Tetris at 580. So Cole will transition with a double at 408, behind by 170,000 points. So really, really rough transition once again for Cole. The one thing he does have going for him is that he does have a lead in the set, 1-0, so does at the very least have a game to spend. But of course you would love to not give anybody any games. Get that set win as soon as possible. Welcome on in, Summer B saying good luck, have fun to Cole and SV. Hope you're doing well tonight in this World Cup summer. And we do have a $29.99 contribution from Ronald Clifford saying, yours for a limited time, also hey now. Woo! Hey now! Yeah, thank you so much, Ronald Clifford, bringing that total up to $200.69. 771 for SV, 573 for Cole. Let's try to get the prize pool up to like $500. Wouldn't that be great? You know, $500. Just, you know, if we can't, we definitely are not going to get the 1,000, but maybe 500. Maybe that's doable. Cole with a J Tuck. And I would love an L. Oh, wow. A lot of bad pieces. Forces Spire his board. Does get the bar for a Tetris. 646, but SV at 892 has the potential to get a max out into 26. Not into 26, but at 26. That was an ugly board there for Cole. Nice Vits, though. And a Tetris for SV at 957. Maintaining this efficient stack on SV's side, not wanting to transfer as well with Burns. Golf clap. Oh yeah, the golf clap. Yeah, I'd do it, but it's gonna take like 10 seconds to get it set up, and by then they're gonna be like at 29. Max out there for SV 1.02, 727 for Cole has a potential for a 900k transition into 29. SV looking for a potential high 1.1. Is that shredded? Gets a bar for a center roll dirty Tetris and is committing. Nice set of L's and J's to accommodate his board. Gets a bar for a Tetris. Now with a 1.1 after that burn. Gonna transition with this final Tetris. Let's see if he gets the bar in time. Does get the bar and will transition 1.13. Ahead by 300,000 points. Much bigger lead than in game one. But right now it's having to focus on not topping out early like in the first game and not allow Cole Bucket the opportunity to chase this down. It's doing just that, continuing with a couple of burns at the beginning stages of 29. Cole transitions at 937. Is Tetris ready? Gets a bar for a Tetris down with a one-off at 973. Nice 5-tap there on the left side for Cole. SV yet to get a Tetris. Trying to maximize survival instead of efficiency. Transfers as well back to the right side. Is looking to get that ready, but once again more burns set up for SV as Cole going aggressive and gets a bar for a touch. Now already has a max out 1.063 for Cole. Has brought this lead down to about 100,000 points, but now a couple of mischiefs here from Cole Bucket. This is still survivable, but needs a good set of pieces. Gets a bar to solve the dependency. Nice single for Cole. And another single there with a bar to solve the dependency. Nice 5-taps there with the S piece. That was actually a Z, not an S. Dyslexia. Needs to hit a really clutch 5-tap. Hits the 5-tap on the left side. It is Tetris ready. And gets the bar for a Tetris. 1.13 for Cole. 1.22 for SV. Incredible survival there from Cole Bucket. Really clutch 5-tap on the left side. But SV is still alive. Still had slight lead, but Cole does take a Tetris. Now trailing behind by less than a Tetris. 27,000 points behind is Cole. 1.25 for SV. 1.22 for Cole. Gets a bar. Takes the lead with that Tetris. So now it's SV's turn to try to capitalize on this efficiency. Gets a bar for a Tetris. Taking back the lead. And we are back and forth here. Cole back with a really messy stack. Is going to top out with a 1.27. But still great effort there from Cole. Bringing this lead all the way down. Having the lead for a second. But SV was able to maximize survival just in time to, regardless, take the lead with only a couple of Tetrises in the kill screen. Looks like 1.42 will be the final top out score for SV, and we have a tied set. SV, once again, if you need a second to like go downstairs and like cool down, maybe get like a bucket of ice, dunk your head in, stick your head in the freezer. Yeah, really unfortunate heat wave going on in Europe. Yeah, take your time. Take a few minutes if you need. This will be a good time to give a shout out to the matcherino once again. We've been able to increase the prize pool by a couple of dollars here and there. We were at 169, now we're at 204 dollars. If we can get that prize pool up as much as possible, let's see if we can get that prize pool up to at least $500. I know it's going to be nearly impossible to get it up to 1,000 before the end of the stream, but I think 500 is more doable. Any amount is greatly appreciated. Thank you once again to Ronald, Clifford, Tyler, Tetris, and Burbia for your contributions so far tonight. And also, there's another match in the World Cup going on. Panama versus Croatia. Did I pin the seed? Yes, I did. 1E0575 will be the new seed. We do have ready from SV and a ready from Cole. So let's get started with game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, heat waves in Europe have been really bad this week so far. Apparently in France it got all the way up to like 40 degrees. In Spain I think it got to like, what, 44 Celsius? Yeah, little 3 Tetris perfect so far for SV. So pretty good start for both players so far. This is a 1-1 tied set between the two. Winner will be at match point for the 4th game. You know, also a bit of online facts here. Something that I found really interesting, and I think we did get a contribution into the prize pool, so I'll mention that. I'll shut you out, and then I'll talk about this other fact here. Thank you so much, Hilbert Space, for the $10 contribution into the prize pool, bringing our total up to $214. Thank you so much for the contribution, as SV with a pretty spiry dependent stack. Would love a Jira bar, gets the bar. Now would love to open up this rat well and does just that. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So since the inception of the championship playoff format here in CTL, we haven't had a single non-American CTL champion. So all of our champions since the playoffs format have been from the United States. And the last European champion or non-American champion was all the way back in season 12, I believe. That was in March 7th, 2021, when Richard took the last European championship. So we are experiencing a 5-year drought for non-Americans to take the CTL championship, which I thought was really interesting. Kind of something I figured out last minute. 310 for Cole Bucket, 289 for SV. 5-year drought describes my Tetris well, says Rockley. I know SV with a really, really messy stack right now. Would love a bar. Wow, nice. Really interesting double. Would love a T-piece now, but gets a bar as Cole has taken the lead. $404 for Cole, $324 for SV, who is looking to get dirty Tetris by the looks of it. Oh my god, that is... Oh, these pieces. That square was actually really detrimental. That was like really scary. It didn't look like it because it's 18, but that square was so easy to hang. $473 though for Cole. Right now this is already going to be his best transition of the set. Has the potential for a 600k transition, which would be our first 600k transition of the set and of the stream. Simul Tetris. Yeah, now that we've got a few more people coming in, I don't know, what do you guys think about the score animation that shows how much each line clear is worth? I personally am not really too fond of it, but I don't know. Some people seem to have enjoyed all the numbers. Something that we would love to take into consideration for future seasons. Right now we got Cole slowing down a little bit here. A little double. Solves that bar dependency on the left side. I'm so ambivalent, it's unreal. So SV will transition with a sub 500k. Now at 490. Cole is going to transition with a, looks like a burn. There you go, 595. Was not able to complete the 600k transition, but still with a significant lead over SV. But yeah, I don't know. It might be a skill issue, but it's personally kind of distracting, especially when I'm commentating. But yeah, 607 for Cole, 572 for SV here in the first few levels of the 19 speeds. SV looking at Tetris ready at the moment. Does get the bar for Tetris and is on pace for a traditional max out in 29 with his efficiency. Right now you can see at the bottom side of the screen, 59% Tetris rate for SV, 66% Tetris rate for Cole. SV with the J dependency on the left side, doesn't get to convert it in time. Got the piece a bit too late, now had to close down his right well, in a bit of trouble. Gets a nice J piece though to bring this down and solve the dependency. Now with level bar or another J piece on the left side. Let's see if he can get it this time. Gets the bar and the J piece. Now just a single will be enough to clean this up and open up the right wall. Is open on the right side and bangs out a Tetris at 702. 738 for Cole, behind in a line count. Has been having a pretty standard tournament post-transition play. 772 for Cole, 737 for SV, looking to catch back up as much as possible before the 29 speeds. Bit of a burn situation for Cole. Is Lombard dependent, does solve the bar dependency and is open on the right side again. Is Tetris ready? And with that triple and a bar, gets a bar for a Tetris. Right now SV is basically caught back up, but once again ahead in the line count by about 8 lines, almost a full level. So even though he does have the score lead, Cole's still with a significant pace advantage. 917 for Cole, 905 for SV as we near the 29 speeds. About 1 level left to go. SV down to 9 lines. Is Tetris ready and gets a bar for a Tetris. Ready for another one and gets another bar. Has no room to burn if he wants this max out into 29. Is Tetris ready? Bit of a jagged board, but does get the bar for a Tetris into transition at 1.01. Cole has potential for 3 more Tetrises before the 29 speeds. Already has 1 of them. And is actually behind by 100 points. SV did get a couple of burns here and does get the bar for his first Tetris of the 29 speeds. Solves the J dependency. Now with 1.06. Cole transition with a burn at 1.03. So Cole has been showing more prevalent 29 play throughout the set, but SV right now with a couple of Tetrises already at hand. Cole with a 1.07, SV with a 1.11. Is Tetris ready still, but so is Cold Bucket, but it's getting really dependent on these pieces. Gets a bar for a final Tetris, but still behind, and that board is spiraling out of control. Tops out with a 1.11. SV will take the 3rd game. So SV at match point for his 2nd ever finals appearance in his career. First one, as I mentioned earlier, was against Gerald Freeman back in season 21, I believe. Or was it 23? I think it was 21. Yeah, but it was quite a way. Yeah, it was season 21 when he lost to Gerald Freeman in the finals. Cold Bucket looking to force this decider and make it into his first ever finals appearance. So we got a top out there from SV, and we will set up the next seed. 20 down 03. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Next seed will be D3E8DD. King seed. That's process. Nah, he lets it all hang out. we do have ready from SV. Oh yeah, heart. Yeah, sure. There you go. Oh, you want heart? There you go. There's your heart. I'm just kidding. We got it ready from both players, so let's get started with the fourth game of the set and count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. See, L S Z T. SVN match point for what could be his second ever championship finals appearance. Winner of this match will go up against GWAFEY in a battle to see who will be the first ever, or in a battle to see who will get their first ever CTL championship. Throughout the season, basically everybody who had won a previous season of CTL did not sign up for the season, so it was already confirmed that whoever was going to win this season was going to win it for the first time. Also, I did see Chen saying in the chat right now, SV a bit of trouble right now. Hold on, there you go, gets the bar for Tetris. Did say in the chat that the animation for the scores felt out of place. I think at the beginning of the season we had it more to the center, but it definitely looked more distracting. So it got changed to a bit more to the side. I don't know. Maybe the animation just needs to be smaller. Maybe like the numbers need to be smaller. Because I don't know. Do we really need this big bold font? $168 for Cold Bucket, $147 for SV. Happy 420, yeah. I mean, 620 for me, but happy 420 for the Californians. I mean, now it's 421, but we have a pretty even start so far in these first 50 lines. Fairly even standard stacking between the two of them. 283 for SV, 286 for Cole. Nice single there to open up the right well. Yeah, really good efficiency so far. If you can take a look once again at the bottom of the screen, you're seeing that both players have an above 80% Tetris rate. Okay. Nobody can handle my triple D, so I can understand the jealousy, says Kingsman. Alright then, there you go. Oh god. But you know what we can handle? The matcherino! There you go, matcherino set up for the prize pool. Let's get that prize pool up even more. Already had a couple more contributions in. Up to $214.20. Let's see if we can get that prize pool up to $500 by the end of the stream. Any amount is greatly appreciated. 405 for Cold Bucket, 400,000 for SV. It looks like both players are once again set up for a 600k transition. Fox saying holy W mid stack Vits. That was sick, yeah. Already had a number of Vitses throughout the set. Not a lot, but a couple. 519 for Cole, 492 now, 515 for SV after that Tetris at 105. Nearing what could be the final 19 transition of the set if SV can seal the deal and complete the set victory. However, Cole doing what he needs to do at the moment to stay alive in the tournament and force a potential decider. But as I say that, in a lot of trouble. Nice flat L and a J piece. Very messy sequence of pieces. A mixture of droughts and kind of bursts that was hurting both players, but Cole had the really scary stack for a bit. And Kingsman with a $55.49 contribution into the prize pool from Kingsman saying, "Suck on these D's." Thank you so much, Kingsman, for allowing us to suck on your D's. 648 for SV, 581 for Cole. Looks like both players are with a really efficient 18 play. And ooh, nice tuck there from SV. Flat J tuck is Tetris ready at 724. Cole behind a line count, which has been the story of the set so far. Just Cole being behind the line count, sometimes being able to chase it down, and other times not. But SV is Tetris ready, opens up his right well. Both players clean. SV solving that J dependency before the long bar shows up. Now at 8-11, this is potential for could be a 1.2 for both players if they maintain this efficiency. Into 29, I mean. But could be more of a safe 1.1 efficiency. Especially when we're talking about tournament play. Not trying to go too aggressive. Not trying to force out the high scores. Just letting it happen as they come. 933 for SV could get a... I mean, in terms of calculations, could get a 25 max out, but might end up being into 25, into 26. That might be 999? No, 996, so... Yeah, if we were to calculate the score, if he gets this next Tetris, would technically be a level 25 max out, but we would refer to that more of an into 26 max out. Cold Bucket in preparation for a max out as well. 996 SV with a messy stack. Nice triple though. Really great placement there from SV. Nicely timed J piece. Now Cold Bucket with a bar dependency in the center. SV sets up a potential 1.2, but needs to get these next 3 Tetrises to get the 1.2 into 29. And will be Tetris ready, but has to take a couple of burns here. Gets another Tetris regardless. So looking to get a Tetris into 29 or just burn this down. Looks like he's going to burn it down with a double into 29 with a 1.15. Cole has the potential to overtake SV. In terms of pace, can set up 2 more Tetrises. Now no more room to burn. Another double for Cold Bucket, and another double is Tetris ready as SV with a 1.2. Cole will get the bar into transition at 1.15, and another Tetris to boot with a 1.19. So here we go, off and running with a really close 29 between these two players. Tetris for Cole taking the lead, so SV can need to get another Tetris as soon as possible. Nice timing there with the pieces. Gets a bar for a Tetris 1.26. Cole still with the lead by about 10,000 points. Gets a bar with after that single with a Tetris. 1.3 for Cole at level 31 is ahead in the pace. Keep in mind we do have a level 39 line cap. SV trailing behind even further. Bit of a burn situation for SV, having to handle it as Cole With a pretty messy stack, this is survivable though. This is survivable, but could give SV the opportunity to catch back up, but wasn't able to utilize those bars for a Tetris. So Cold Bucket still with a 70,000 point advantage and behind in line count. This is going to be SV need to go as efficient as possible if Cold Bucket stays alive. SV is Tetris ready, but didn't get the bar in time. Tetris for Cole, 1.43, and another Tetris, 1.48. Could we see a rollover for Cole? SV Tetris ready again. Another drop forming. Where's the bar? Still waiting. Gets the bar for a Tetris, but is behind by 147,000 points. Looking for another bar for a Tetris. Couple of hangs here might be the final nail in the coffin for SV, topping out with a 1.38. So Cole, just shy of a rollover, will take game 4 and force a decider. Waiting for the final ball. Gets the bar for the rollover. And we will see a 1.7 from Cole to finish off game number 4. SV, once again, if you need to take a minute to dunk your head in the freezer, cool off a bit, feel free to do so. But we do have a decider. So I have the seed set up. 5561 EF will be the final seed of the set. Pretty good game so far. Cole taking a minute, get some water. Yep, there you go. Another call for the matcherino. Let's try to get that prize pool up at least to $500 by the end of the stream. All right, Cole is back. We do have it ready from SV. Good luck, have fun to both players. Cole setting up the seed. And we got it ready from Cole. So let's get started with the final game of the set. The decider, who will take the match in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So as I mentioned earlier, this is basically a season full of players who have never won the CTL championship before. Cold Bucket never making it to finals in the past. SV being our only player remaining who has finals experience. I also want to mention once again that SV is also the final chance that a non-American player will have in order to end that drought, that 5-year drought where not a single non-American player has won the CTL championship since Richard back in season 12. And nobody has won it who isn't from the United States since the inception of our championship playoffs format. So all of our winners so far have been American. 118 for SV, 119 for Cole. A lot on the line so far. 140 for SV. Sets up a Vitz, but gonna create a couple of tuck sequences. Getting a bit spiry. Sets up another Vitz, and does get the Vitz to keep his stack clean. And getting a Tetris. 186 for SV, 170 for Cole. What is this stacking? This is Tyler Tetris 1 burn max out stacking right now. 213 for SV, 193 for Cole. Right now, nice efficiency for both players. SV with an 83% Tetris rate, 304 S62 lines, which is what you want if you want to get that 600k transition in tournament play. Cole not far behind. SV a bit of a misdrop, but did get another long bar to solve the dependency that formed after that misdrop. And we are about the halfway mark of the 18 speeds. SV forced to create a hole in his stack, but not gonna be too much of a problem. Does get a Tetris regardless. Just gonna be a single he's gonna have to deal with in order to open up this hole, and does get the single. Is open and clean. Tetris ready. And only 1,000 points separating these two players, which just brings up the tension even more in this decider. Nice set of tucks there for SV once again. Cole would love a J or a long bar to solve the dependency on column 3. Does get the J. At 448. Sets up a Vitz, and a Vitz for Cole. Both players still in position for the 600k transition. SV at 519, 516 for Cole before 110 lines, which is on pace. SV would just need about 3 more Tetrises. So does Cole after that Tetris to complete the 600k transition, and has 20 lines to do so. 587 for SV, 563 for Cole. We are nearing the 19 transition. But SV now with a really dependent and, dare I say, spiry board. 2 long bar dependencies. Is set for a dirty Tetris. Gets a dirty Tetris to complete the 600k transition. At 612, has room for 1 more Tetris. Technically 2, but he's likely going to burn after he gets this next bar. Bar doesn't show up. Finally, after that double, and a Tetris does transition at 638. Cole, nice spin there with the Z. SV looks like he's gonna commit to a row 2. Does get the bar for a Tetris at 671. Cole transitions at 655 with a cleaner stack. Gets a bar for another Tetris, taking the lead. Now J dependent or bar for Cole's what he needs. Bit of a misdrop there. but got a nice set of pieces to accommodate that misdrop and make it as painless as possible. Center will touch for SV, 700,000 versus Cole, 684. Now 690 gets a bar for Tetris, taking the lead. Has the lead in the pace as well. SV ahead in the line count, forced into a triple. This is a really, really close game. Both players fighting to get that first championship of their careers. SV with a bar dependency solves it. That's not going to burn anything, but another bar dependency to get a triple. And it's going to be touch ready. Cold Bucket also with a bar dependency, but uses a combination of pieces to create it into a J dependency. Gets the J piece and gets a Tetris after opening up his right well and cleaning up his stack in time for that Tetris. 777 for SV, 781 for Cole. SV with a bunch of tuck setups. Isn't getting anything good. So going to have to create more holes in his stack. Would love a bar, but going to utilize that L to create a delayed flat burn. Ooh, Cold Bucket with a misdrop. A couple of misdrops. Needs a bar. Gets the bar just in time for the Tetris. And to bring the Spore down to a much manageable position. SV with a bar dependency once again. Cole with a lead, but with a messier stack as SV is going to take a Tetris. 850 at level 25 for SV. 854 for Cole, who's cleaned this up as quickly as possible. Might go for a Roth 2, but going to transfer as well to the right side. Both players, potential for maybe even a 1.1 in 29. SV with a Tetris, 881. Cole Bucket is set up for this next Tetris and gets a bar for a Tetris. So does SV, so maintaining this slight lead in favor of SV at 946, 893 for Cole. Tetris ready, gets a bar for a Tetris at 925. Less than a Tetris separating these two players as we keep going with the efficiency. 71% Tetris rate for both players. 2 levels left to go before the 29 speed, so this is going to be the final 29 transition of the set. This is do or die for both players. SV already max out with 1.07. Cole yet to max out here. Is Tetris ready, gets the bar for a Tetris at 1.02. Gonna burn. And another burn is French level 28. We'll have a J piece, gets a J piece, gets a double. And now SV can set up one more Tetris before the 29 speeds. We've got people rooting for both players. SV transitions first at 1.15. Cold Bucket with a 1.07. SV is Tetris ready. Awaiting the bar, but the bar's not showing in time. Cold Bucket also transitions with 1.07. So SV ahead by 100,000 points. Is in prime position to overtake this set and move on to the finals, but needs to survive this as long as possible and hope for an early top out from Cole, who is still alive and bangs on a Tetris. Is Tetris ready once again, but Cole, bit of a misdrop there with the Z piece. Gets a triple, but SV remains alive here. Level 31. Cole is trying to survive this as quickly as possible. Nice single there and a bar to hit the 5 tap. Another double to bring this down. Bit of a misdrop there with the L piece, though. Gonna have to create more burns if he wants to clean this up as quickly as possible. He needs a bar to start the penalty. Gets a 5 tap there with a bar. SV with a Tetris 1.28, 1.16 for Cole. With a pretty dependent stack, but is in a better position now. Gets a triple and a 5 tap on the left side. Now can start setting up column or right side. Tetris gets a bar for a Tetris 1.21, 1.33 for SV ahead by 122,000 points as we are midway through the 29 speeds. SV is Tetris ready, gets a bar for a Tetris 1.38 ahead by 126,000 points. Cold Bucket still yet to get the 1.3. Now gets a 1.3 after that burn. And is Tetris ready. SV with a Tetris 1.43. Nice double there with a flat burn. And a Tetris for SV. Cold Bucket, his board is starting to spiral out of control. Gets a bar to start dependency. SV with a safety triple. Nice set of burns here. Cole needs a bar. Did he get the bar in time to solve dependency? Now needs to hit a 5 tap. Needs a bar now. Isn't getting the bar in time. Where's that bar for Cole to hit the 5 tap? And not going to get the bar in time. Tops out with a 1.36. So SV wins the set and will be our second finalist. And GWAFEY has waited long enough to find his next opponent for the finals. There you go, SV with a rollover to complete the set. GG's. But so congrats to Cole for a great showing here in the tournament and the season. Yeah, 100% seed upsets in the playoffs. Seeds 7 through 8 will be going up against each other in the finals. But a winner is you, SV. We'll say a 10-minute break if SV wants to take a few minutes to go downstairs, cool off a bit if he needs to. Yeah, if you want like a 15-20 minute break. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I will update the standings real quick. Yeah, quick little cold shower. There you go. Seeds 7 and 8 are going up against each other in the finals. And also, that was crazy is that both of these players won both of their matches in a decider. GWAFEY defeated Neko and Tetris Time in a decider, and SV defeated Sidnev and Cole. Peak, may I play the finals naked? Just don't have it in a frame, I guess. If you pop off, just don't stand up. But real talk, you can't actually play shirtless. That's three students. We have had a few people play shirtless before, so I mean, if that's what you want, you can do so. Just I don't know about going fully naked. Maybe that's a European way, but like I don't know. I'm rivaling King's breast size. Yeah. I don't know if I think I'll have, if you win the championship, I'll have both you and Kingsman on cams for the interview, and then you can both just show each other your shirtless bodies, I guess. Who's got the bigger bra cup size of them all? Oh, censor like they did your foot at CT UK. That was crazy. Honestly, I'm completely on board with censoring feet. Like, I'm not against it. Genuinely the worst conditions I've had to play in, but there you go. You're in the finals now, so maybe that's what you needed. You need to almost die to win the CTL championships. Yeah, we'll take a 15-20 minute break. We'll start, or I guess we'll officially get started or set up to start at 7 p.m. Central Standard. Or 7:05. We'll say 7:05. Give them more time. So that would be like what? 1:05 UTC. In the meantime, we will quickly shout out the matcherino once again before, you know, the finals and everything. If you would like to help contribute to the prize pool as much as possible, please do so with matcherino. Get that prize pool up to at least $500. Let's try to see if we can do that. I know $1,000 basically impossible. I should run ads. I'll do it in a bit. So I want to get a snack as well, but I want to call it the matcherino real quick. But yeah, $1,000 definitely impossible at this point, but let's try to at least get like 500. Get 500. let's give our players a good incentive to keep joining for future seasons. Or who knows, Kingsman will just be like, oh, this is a low matcherino. Next season will be the last one. I don't know. Yeah, I will actually run ads so that I can take my break. All right. Sorry, I'm back. Let me turn up the music again. But yeah, I did see that $5 contribution into the prize pool from Colin. Thank you so much for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, I'll set up I'll give a new announcement once we start the finals. There you go. All right, well, we will try to get started in about 10 minutes from now. 10-15. Giving SV a bit of a break from that heat wave. Try to cool off a bit before he's forced to play another hour of Tetris. Poor guy. I said 10 minutes from now, 10 minutes ago. No, I didn't. Shut up. I literally said 15:20. 7:05. 7:05. That's literally what I said. 7:05. My God. Did you replace your Tetris skills for hearing skills? Like, or was the other way around? Or 105 UTC. That is what I said. Yes, matcherino. Get that matcherino going for 4 players. We're doing a little bit better with our matcherino, 274 after we started at 169, but I think we can do a lot better than that if it's possible. Let's get our players a good chunk of change for the end of the season. Give them more incentive to keep joining. I should just change the title real quick before I forget. Got some cold water on my face and neck, really good. Hopefully that helps. And if you want to like recool your, you know, everything between games, you're always free to do so. Welcome on Barry Blanket saying SV my goat. I'll be 2 minutes. No worries. You're fine. I'm not in any rush. It's gonna be the finals anyway. Final game, final thing. All right. About 2 more minutes and we will get started. This is the first non-top 4 seed winner. I have to check real quick. Let's see. Oh wow, the early seasons they didn't even show the seed that they were in. That's so crazy. It wasn't until season 21 they started showing. No, Gerald Freeman won at seed 5. Andy seed 4. But this would definitely be like the lowest seed anybody has won. Because no matter who wins, either you or GWAFEY, it's definitely gonna be the lowest anyway. Like already, even like if GWAFEY wins, that'll be the lowest, or if you win, that'll be like the lowest anybody could get. But yeah, the lowest from what I know is seed 5, which is Gerald. And then in the earlier seasons, so seasons 18 through 20, it was just the people that had automatic buys to the semifinals. Back when we had a top 6 playoffs, only the semifinalists or the people that got automatic buys won the championship, and you could only get the buys if you finish in the top seeds. So, yep, looks like seed 5 is the lowest. Anyway, Yeah, 6 matches, 4 deciders. We have not had a single. We haven't had a single sweep so far, so hopefully this isn't just the way to wait for the finals for the sweep to happen. But yep, it's all been really, really close. 3-1 is the most lopsided a match has gotten. Both semis were deciders. And yeah, I guess I'll just switch the scenes. SV still isn't here. He is here, but he just needs, I guess, another minute to wash off. But let me know. Oh yeah, he did send me the ninja again. Nice. I was about to ask for it. I guess I'll re-ping everybody. Finals happening now. There you go. 18 reroll. Okay. That's fine. Let me set up SV's ninja. There you go. We have everybody set up. We've got the seed going, AAF13A. So once both players are ready, we will get started with what will be the final match of the season, the championship finals. We will see who will be winning their championship title for the first time. Welcome on in, Kafka's Cat. Yep, CTWC rematch. Hopefully we see a decider this time around as well. Good luck to both players. I have some people saying let's go GWAFEY. Got her ready. Once we get ready from SV, we can get started. And here we go. Seed 7 versus Seed 8. GWAFEY versus SV. Who will get their first championship title? Starting the countdown for the first game of the final match in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. J bar L square. Same presets are confirmed. Welcome on in Tetris time, saying go GWAFEY. I will go over a few of the online facts for GWAFEY, already having done an introduction for SV in the semifinals. Maybe I'll do it again for game 2. But SV has an overall PB of a 4.69 technically, as this was done on a 29 start. His 18 start PB is a 4.2. As of June of 2026, GWAFEY is ranked 11 in the Premier Poll for a 3rd month straight, which remains his highest ranking so far. However, in the Player Poll for April 2026, he's been ranked as high as 10th. This is a rematch of the CTWC round of 32, which ended in the decider. I won't spoil who won, but I already spoiled it in semis, so. GWAFEY's match record, including the playoffs, is 5-3 But in the regular season, it's 3-3, finishing with 21 points. As I mentioned earlier, one of 4 players who finished with 21 points, one of those 4 players did not even make it into the playoffs. Game record is 17-15, while his regular season was 11-11, so really finishing standard right now and making it into the finals. This is GWAFEY's first season where he qualified into the championship playoffs and also his first finals appearance, defeating both Neko and Tetris Time in a decider. As we're at 163 for GWAFEY, 182 for SV. I almost call him Swedish. I don't know why. 182 for SV. Bit of a spire for me here. Kind of a dependent board. 3-2 saying MJ had the fluke game. SV has the heat stroke game. Yeah. I think it really does just take you being in an uncomfortable situation to start winning more Tetris matches. $212 for SV sets up a really wonky board. OSV. Where did this come from? Just an early top at 212. GWAFEY takes game 1. Sticky, says SV. Unfortunate. Two, 3, 7, 2, 6, 9, all number seed for the second game. We do have it ready from both players. Let's get started with game 2. And we'll start the countdown in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Lombar SZT. Same piece as confirmed. So we will go over another intro for SV. Our day 1 for the semifinals. But this is going to be slightly updated. SV has an overall PB of a 5.9, but this was also done on the 29th start. Has an 18 start PB of a 3 million and a 3.1 million PB on a 19th start as of June of 2026. SV is ranked 8th in the Premier Poll for a second month in a row. His highest ranking was 6th, and since November of 2025, he's been ranked at least within the top 10 in that Premier Poll, and since March of 2024, he's been ranked within the top 20. So has been having a good run of over 2 years of being in the Premier Poll. This is SV's 8th appearance in the championship playoffs, has made it as far as the finals back in season 21, and now once again has made it into the finals this season. Last time he made it to the finals, he lost to Gerald Freeman 3-1 and was eliminated 4 times in the quarterfinals. 4 times making it into the semifinals. His match record this season, including the playoffs, is 5-3, 3-3 in the regular season. Game record is now 18-16, including the playoffs, 12-12 in the regular season. Both of these players finished the regular season with 21 points. I did mention how there was one player who did not make it into the playoffs who also had 21 points. That was O, and he was the only one. And right now we have the lowest seeds in the playoffs making it all the way to the finals, duking it out for one last battle to see who will get their first championship win. 193 for GWAFEY, 174 for SV in the first 40 lines of this game. GWAFEY with a slightly better start, but just by less than a Tetris. SV looking to come back after that very unfortunate early top out in game 1. Some heat wave mishaps causing his controller to be sticky. Ooh, exactly tied right there. SV with a Tetris had a bit of a high board, but got the bar in time to bring this down. A couple of bursts of squares preventing him from maintaining a clean stack. Another Tetris setup, a dirty Tetris for SV, set up for, would love a JL piece to accommodate that bar, the Tetris well, but didn't get the bar in time, so forced to a triple. And now another Tetris for SV at 366 at 85 lines. GWAFEY 347 at 82 lines has been having a much more standard, efficient stack. As SV going for Vits. It does get the Vits at 389. Now GWAFEY might go aggressive. Nice double there with a square. Now gonna go safe. Trailing behind by about a Tetris and a half as we reach a 100 line mark between these two players. SV potential for a 600k transition. GWAFEY looking for a mid to high 500k. Little simul Tetris. We're about to near the first 19 transition between these two players. SV with the bar dependency. Looking for a J. Nice double, actually. And gets the bar for a Tetris, opening up his well in time. 558 for SV, 516 for GWAFEY. SV will love a square. It does get the square piece, gets the bar for a Tetris, transitions at 584 and converts a long bar dependency on column 4, does solve it and takes a double. And we are off and running with the first 19 transition of the set. 563 for GWAFEY, gets another bar for a Tetris. For a second there, 700 points for separating these two players. And a Tetris for SV. Having the slight lead. GWAFEY goes for the spin with the T-piece and gets a bar for Tetris on SV's side. So SV maintaining a 70,000 point advantage, but is ahead in the line count, which is what we saw for the entire set when he went up against Cole, where he was just always ahead in the line count, and that's really due to his more aggressive stacking. Forced to build up higher, and those pieces just move faster. 743 for SV, 695 for GWAFEY. Nice spin there with the J, with the L. SV with the Tetris, now 770. SV is Tetris ready. Looks like a potential for an 800k transition, 800k into 29 for both players. If they maintain this efficiency all the way to our next transition, which is going to be at level 29. Jungle Cook saying, come on, Steamy Sam. Welcome on in, Jungle Cook, over on YouTube. SV potential for a level 26 max out with this efficiency now at 885. Might even be level 25. GWAFEY not trailing behind too far. It's about 2 Tetrises behind is GWAFEY. Not too behind in line count either. So we could even say this is a real-time score differential. As the Tetris has a bit of a messy stack, would love a T piece, but doesn't get the T in time. Gonna slow him down a significant amount, which is gonna give GWAFEY the opportunity to catch back up and potentially even taking back the lead. GWAFEY with bar dependency gets the bar. SV is clean. Tetris shredding gets the bar for Tetris now. First one to max out. 1.02 for SV, max out for GWAFEY. Both at 26. And both are looking for that 1.2 into 29. Maintaining a clean stack in these last couple of levels before the kill screen. SV with the Tetris 1.1. GWAFEY forced to a double. So this is the unprecedented situation where the top 4 seeds are gone. Yep. This is seed 7 versus seed 8. The lowest seeds possible going up against each other in the finals. SV with a Tetris can set up one more before the 29 transition. And a Tetris for SV with a 1.23 in the transition, ahead by 116,000 points, and set up for another Tetris and gets a bar for that other Tetris at level 29 now. GWAFEY transitions with a 1.15, bangs down a Tetris. Immediately afterwards, SV is Tetris ready. Bit of a messy stack. Not messy, but could have been a problem if you got the wrong set of pieces. But let's get a Tetris regardless with a 1.3 at level 30. Another Tetris for SV, bringing this lead up to 150,000 points. GWAFEY with Tetris following suit. Not trying to trail back too far behind. But SV is still Tetris ready. Ooh, bit of a mess out there for SV. Tetris ready. Needs a bar. Doesn't get the bar over. And we'll top out. You are right. You are right. Nenu was the last one to win. So it was 4 years ago, not 5, when a non-American player has won a CTL championship. But GWAFEY, you still need about 52,000 points. 1.352 is the score to beat. Ooh, misdrop there for GWAFEY. Does get the triple. This is survival. He needs 3,000 points. He needs 3,000 points. There's 3,000, but that's going to do it for GWAFEY, topping out at 1.34. SV takes game 2 regardless. There's a prediction. Who's... Oh, it was started earlier. I thought it just started. I was like, who's starting the prediction now? But yeah, that was crazy. Only a few thousand points is what GWAFEY needed to complete the chase down. And now we have a tied set in the grand finals. Next seed will be A0FC15. SV just taking a last second 29 warm up. Once again, seed A0, FC15. We do have ready from both players. Let's get started with the third game of the match. We'll count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. TLZT and bar. So same pieces are confirmed again. We have a tied set. What was once a best of 5 is now a best of 3. Going to be a crucial game here. Whoever wins this will be at match point for their championship run. SV now with a bar dependency goes for the triple. After that early top out in game 1, SV bringing it back just barely after a failed chase down from GWAFEY. We got 101 for SV, 117 for GWAFEY. SV solving that bar dependency again. SV with a J dependency. GWAFEY with a hole in his stack. Bit of a gap actually. Now in a bit of trouble is GWAFEY. Nice set of spins. We'll love a J or an L or a long bar. Needs a bar. Needs a bar. Bar's not showing. Getting droughted. This is still survival. Nice triple. And does get the bar for a Tetris. SV was also getting a bit high up there, but utilized that bar for a 5-tap. Force into a triple. And now SV with a clean stack. GWAFEY still dealing with this dependent board. A number of holes in his stack. But this is still even in terms of score. SV at 227, 223 for GWAFEY. So if GWAFEY can clean this up as quickly as possible, but with that burst of S's, not gonna happen. So forced to do some more burns right now. SV though might set up a left wall row 3. GWAFEY solving that bar dependency. Double there for SV and gets a left wall Tetris. And a spin tuck to boot. And GWAFEY still dealing with this really messy stack. 5 taps that bar. But this looks fatal and we'll top out at 237. GWAFEY regifting the early top out in game 1 from SV. And now SV with the match point, tournament point. Ow. So we'll set up the new seed. Sorry, we'll take a second for to do something real quick. 32206A. So we are one game away from the lowest seed of the playoffs winning the whole thing. 3-2. Oh wow. Call out. Call out. Got it ready from SV. Let's get started with what could be the final game of the set. Or will GWAFEY force this decider, and we'll count it down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. USA, USA. If SV wins this next game, he will be our new CTL champion and will also end a 4-year drought. I did say 5 years earlier, but I completely forgot about Nenu, who was our last non-American player back in season 17. But if you want to bring that drought even further, you could say that our last European winner, because Nenu, actually Nenu's from here. Wait, what? What's it? Our last UK player was 5 years ago with Richard. Kingsman with a matcherino. If you'd like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with matcherino. Yep, saying pay these players, please. 140 for GWAFEY, 161 for SV. Sets up a Vits. Both with a clean stack. GWAFEY looking to get a single to open up his right well. He will be open. SV might set up another Vits. Yes, he did. Does complete the Vits. And Simul Tetris. Ooh, SB with some indecision, costing his board health. Gonna be a couple of holes in his stack, which is gonna give GWAFEY the opportunity to even take this early lead. GWAFEY with a cleaner stack, but also had a really uncomfortable SPs. Couldn't utilize that bar for a Tetris as a result. SV with a bar dependency does solve it, does use another bar, this time to zip it over to the left side. Use both bars for that. Now it's Tetris ready on column 8. Does get the bar for a Tetris. And GWAFEY follows suit. So this lead in favor of SV has maintained, but it's only by like 3,000 points, which is, you would say, negligible, but GWAFEY did fail a chase down in game 2 that came down to just a few thousand points. So any amount is greatly welcome if you're on the winning side. I know GWAFEY at 401, 403 for SV. Set up for a Tetris. Forced to a triple disc to get the bar regardless for a Tetris. Another bar for SV. Barely flipped that over. Looks like sticky pads are becoming an issue again. SV did mention earlier how the heat wave may have been messing with his controller. It's quite warm over there in Europe. Just a bit. 523 for SV, 519 for GWAFEY. So both players potential for 6-3 transition. Just poured a bunch of cold water on my head. Holy shit, I feel so much better, says 3-2. Yeah. It's the complete opposite of the saying it's rainy here in Portland. It's droughty here in Europe. 592 for SV, 562, now 565 for GWAFEY, who is Tetris ready. Both players experiencing the same drought. That was 26 pieces. And they both were able to utilize that bar for a Tetris after that lengthy drought. SV going for a dirty Tetris setup. Had to close down his well right before the bar came. Is Tetris ready again, but this is going to be his final Tetris before the 19 speeds. If he even gets the bar in time, just going to go for the triple. And another bar dependency for SV, 627 versus GWAFEY, 639. It was 615, but they get the bar for Tetris. Took the lead for a second, but SV took it right back. Now both players with clean stack. SV trying to maintain this lead, but GWAFEY is doing a great job at managing this efficiency. 79% Tetris rate for both players. This is anybody's game. Now SV with a bar dependency. That bar needs to show. Nice double though, but still needs another bar. Does get the bar to stop dependency with a double and another double to boot, and gets a bar for a Tetris. GWAFEY with a hang with the T-piece can still bring this down, but this is going to cost efficiency. Nice 5-tap there on the left side to accommodate this stack that was getting a bit out of hand. SV now at 801. This is still potential for an 800k transition into the 29 speeds if he maintains his efficiency, but does have a couple of about a hole in his stack. Needs a good set of pieces to bring this down as quickly and as efficiently as possible. GWAFEY with a dirty Tetris by the looks of it at 815. SV has not been able to capitalize on GWAFEY's dig, which is really unfortunate because that almost looked like it could have been a really big window for SV to extend this lead as far as possible. But GWAFEY's going to take that Tetris and the lead. SV forced to a triple. Long bar dependent on the left side. Waiting for that bar. Bar's not showing. Needs a bar for self-dependency. Gets a bar. Hits a 5-tap. But now GWAFEY once again with a messy stack. SV with parity issues at the moment. Does get the bar for a Tetris. And another bar to complete this board health. Now at 921, 204 lines for SV. 894 for GWAFEY. Behind by less than a Tetris as we near the 29 speeds. 3 levels less to go. SV a couple more Tetrises here for the max out. Still at 957. Had to close down his right well. GWAFEY with a Tetris. This is neck and neck still. 68% Tetris rate for SV versus GWAFEY's 69%. This is going to come down to the wire. SV the first one to get the max out at level 28. GWAFEY with a double. SV, one more Tetris for the 1.1. GWAFEY still with the one off. SV will transition with a 1.1, almost even, but gonna have to bring this down as quickly as possible. Now a long bar dependency on column 4. Now we'll love a J piece, gets the J piece in time. Nice set of burns. GWAFEY will have the cleaner stack into transition, but does have the dependency, not dependency, it has deficit. Tetris for GWAFEY. SV with a lumbar dependency solved there with a 5-tap. So clutch. 1.13 for SV. 1.1 for GWAFEY. SV maintains his lead. But a bit of a hang there. Nice tuck with the L piece. Looking for his first ever championship run. GWAFEY. A bit of trouble right now for GWAFEY. This is survival, but needs a good set of pieces. Needs a bar. Needs a bar. Gets the bar in time. And a J piece to solve the dependency, hitting the 5-tap. SV with a messy stack. Trying to clean this up as quickly as possible. Is burning down. GWAFEY still not out of the woods yet. Needs a square. Needs a square. Does hit the 5-tap with the bar though, but still needs a good set of pieces. Nice single, but it's running out of time. Board is spiraling out of control. GWAFEY's gonna top out with a 1.13. So SV, for the first time ever, and an ending of 4-year non-American drought, has become your new CTL champion. 4 years since our last non-American winner, with Nenu back in Season 17, all the way up to Season 33, it's finally come home. Not only that, though, but it's also our lowest seed champion that we've ever had. And that's about as low as you can get. He was seed 8, the lowest seed possible. 21 points. The only reason he even qualified to the playoffs was because of a very small margin of a tiebreaker. Because O was in 9th place, also ended with 21 points. But just didn't have the tiebreaker, and that was what gave SV the opportunity to win and qualify. Whoops, that's the wrong winner scene. That's not even a winner scene. There you go. SV is our champion. Adam saying from almost getting relegated to upsetting seed 1 to being our new champion. Are there interviews? Just for the winner. As far as I'm aware. We'll give... I mean, SV, if you want to do an interview, feel free to let us know. I'm coming for that pelt Tetris time. Hopefully Kingsman is here for the interview. Kingsman, are you here? I mean, listen, it's great that SV won, but more importantly, Croatia is winning 1-0 right now in the World Cup. How have I won? Yeah, who knows? It's a heat wave, man. It's a heat wave. Whoops, 3-1, not 3-2. There we go. Yeah, that is a kind of a cursed bracket. Not a single sweep in the playoffs, which is great. It's always great content. This is the only way I win these shits. Oh yeah. But yeah, final call for the matcherino. Let's get that price pool up as much as possible. I'll leave it running for... We'll leave it running for... I assume a few more days. I don't know if Kingsman is here. I would run the interview myself, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been so out of touch lately. Well, he is in the chat, but I don't know if he's watching. But yeah, I would run the interview myself, but I'm not gonna lie, I've been so out of touch with traveling and doing other stuff that I don't even know what happened this season. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even have time to watch the quarterfinals. So I was so busy and doing other stuff. But we'll see if Kingsman is here. And if SV wants to do the interview to begin with. We did get a $10 contribution into the prize pool from Stolen Short Sword. Thank you so much, saying go SV. Actually beat all the highest ranked Premier Poll players despite the weird C's, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I'm waiting for Kingsman. I don't think he's here. Probably busy doing stuff. I don't know. But oh, we did get a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. I'll call it there. I'll show my face. Hold on. There you go. It's me. Yes, it's me. I'm not the winner. I'm not SV. But that's gonna do it for tonight. Assuming Kingsman doesn't show up last second, I would do the interview, but I wasn't really paying attention to the season. It's been a busy month. Couldn't really do much for CTL, but yeah, we don't want this to be like an awkward interview. Like, oh, how do you feel that you won? Yeah, but when is the next season? Let me check real quick. Yeah, so little call here for season 34 registration will go is right now. So if you want to register for CTL, feel free to do so. The season will run from July 5th to August 23rd. Playoffs running from late August to September 6th. So you still have plenty of time to sign up if you want, whether you're Division 1 or Division 5. And let's see what else. That might be it. But yeah, once again, congratulations to SV. Again, sorry for no interview. I'm a bad interviewer. And Kingsman isn't here. So we're going to call it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I guess we're going to raid Tetris Wars. Sure. We'll raid Tetris Wars. Why not? Thank you all for being here and tuning in. We'll raid Tetris Wars and we'll call it there. So we'll keep the match arena running for a few more days. If you want to contribute, you're always free to do so. Get that prize pool up as much as possible. Take care.